Good day, good evening, good night, good afternoon, and welcome to our 170th podcast. And we are live and direct from my living room.
Wait up. Did you say
And
170?
7th,
Okay.
107, the number before 108 and the number after
We skipped
106.
a few without you, Andreen. Don't worry.
I was like, 170? I was like, was I asleep somewhere? I know I drink, but I'm not passed out half my life.
Maybe we having Maria do the counting because she don't count to 10. So hey.
Hey.
She's not the good with numbers, but Kiki's on the job, and Kiki says it's 107 podcasts, okay?
Fabulous.
Not 170. So welcome to our ultimate podcast of 2017, and this is wild and crazy. I cannot believe it. And ladies, it's been a wonderful, exciting year, I must say. And before I go any further, let me introduce my co-host, Sister Moses. Bitch, 19, 18, and 19 happened. You can relax the box, okay? Okay. Venus couldn't get to 8, but you know what? I'm taking 18 and 19 in full stride, okay?
Oh
Just
my
let you know that.
God.
You know my year was done since Melbourne. My year was done. It was done.
Yeah. She should have taken it
So
to
before I go
a
any further, let me
third
just
set.
Get on with your introductions.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
introduce my co-hostesses with the mostesses. We have Andreen from Solely Tennis Travel, who I hope is in her home and not on fire.
I'm not, but I do have my to-go bag. Can I tell you, Janina is so wonderful. She kept checking on me all week, and I was like, oh shit, I guess I should take this seriously. So
Oh my God.
This is what happens when you're in a disaster area. You just I'm like, I just have to go to work. So I'm still, you know what I mean? That no point in time did our office say, hey, you might need to not come in or anything like that. So I'm just going as usual.
It's always hot. It's always smoggy. It's always on fire. So you're like, what?
It is going to be the way of the future. And so Janina keeps checking in on me. I was like, okay, fine. Let me put it to go bag together.
I'm like, Andreen, do you have an emergency bag ready? You need your passport, identification, and of course, any pictures of me that you might have.
Ohio. She don't need a passport. She's not going to Ohio. So.
I did though. I did. I was actually pretty good. And of course, I asked my sister the same thing, and she's like, "Huh?" So I was like, I just want to let you know I have a to-go bag. I put my passport in it. I have everything. I have sturdy stockings, sturdy things, everything. And I looked at it, and V was like, "So yeah, that turned out to be useful." I was like, "Just in case, though."
Yes.
Well,
Anyways,
your sister don't want to be one of those people that I've heard on the news talking about. We just left. This woman was just like, we were trying to get gifts, and the house was on fire. And I was like, gifts.
It's not funny, but I know you're trying to create a sense of normalcy and chaos. But go ahead.
And it's not okay. Yes. And we have from far in Ohio, Cyclops. Are you there? Can you see us?
Can you see you motherfucker? You know what?
Our wonderful co-host Janina has been having some like Djokovic, but unlike Novak, she didn't pull out. She stayed in for this 107th podcast, and she's live and direct. But we just heard such glowing recommendation from
look at you,
Andre. And if I had feelings, I would have feel like an asshole for calling you Cyclops, but I don't. So how are you doing, girl? How are you doing, girl?
I'm fine. My eye is much better. Thank you.
So you can see us. You can see us. I guess not.
What? Wait, what? I was putting in my coffee order.
Oh.
I can see. I could never not see. I've always been able to see. I just looked crazy, okay? My husband told me that I looked like the guy from the Goonies. My son said I had worm skin under my eye. I mean, it's been a trying week, all right?
I agree to call you Cyclops. I mean, come on now. Like, I don't know.
No, we're not talking about that.
You need some new friends. I'm just saying, you need some new friends and some new family. Just for a little bit in this moment of crisis. And of course, you have reels here with our awards episode, and I'm really excited because this has been a regular feature of our podcast since we've been in our inception. we always love to give out a prize and awards, even though no cash award. But you know what? We just feel that we are judgy and we are,
we are so good at judging people.
Exactly. And we're always on the beat. And so we give out the real awards because you know what? Hey, and I assure you, no controversy over all awards, okay? None. There will be no controversy, right? Zero. There will be none. And before I get into the award, let me just say congratulations. Vive la France, finally. You won a Davis Cup, and Yannick Noah can shut the fuck up for a little bit. You know, he put his mouth where his money is, and he brought home the crown for the boys. And like I always knew, Pierre-Hugues is a top. I said it all along, and we all saw that. He was, I mean, that was
dancing on tables, dancing on trains,
gyrating on the cool. I mean, they were like,
Pierre-Hugues had his cheekbones everywhere.
I have to say though, he's a gift. He's a gift from France. It's a delight that the ATP has this wonderful gift for us. Think about that. Let's give an honorary award to Pierre-Hugues for offering us joy.
You know what? I mean, and I guess because he's a white boy, nobody says shit about his outrageous behavior because Guile and Tsonga has been giving us joy for a very long time. And I just gotta put that out there. They have been
with not as much humor though.
Oh, not like that. They
not
don't.
Like this. Not like that. I mean,
y'all are just sex fiend. It's because
no. This motherfucker was gyrating on the train. Come on, you've never seen Tsonga do that.
I've never seen Tsonga. Listen, I'd pay a lot of money if Tsonga was doing that, but Tsonga. Oh, you know what though? I have to say. It brings back fond memories of like early days of paying attention to tennis, because the Spaniards used to do that. The Armada used to be that way. They used to be really.
They got old.
France used to go to the club until Maya, your boy Gasquet, fucked it up.
No, but they used to be very huggy, and they used to really, it's like they've been replaced by the Frenchies in terms of like all the public affection. All the Spaniards have unfortunately decided they're going to tone down, get married.
Well, Dividal is not into touchy. Dividal don't do touchy like that. Unless it's Federer.
That's not true. You ain't paying attention.
Well, you forgot about that profile picture of yours that you had for a long time that was Dividal grabbing Pico's ass.
I mean, like, if you're fucking the man, you are allowed to grab the man you're fucking. You are.
Stop it. We're just talking about. No, we're just talking about joyful touching. The Armada used to be it, and now the Frenchies
Sweetie, Pierre-Hugues, but that ain't any kind of joy, okay? He's lifting spirits.
Listen, the only man there that behaved in a heterosexual way, except for Tsonga, he always does. But what's his face with the bad teeth? He's only cute with his mouth closed. What's his name? Yeah,
Shadi.
Pui.
We got fucked up teeth. Oh, maybe.
Yeah. You guys are horrible. I don't even care. I'm not saying it was heterosexual or homosexual. I don't even care. I just say it's love. And so I appreciate the Frenchies for bringing joy. And Pierre-Hugues gets a special shout out for continuing to give us joy through the off season with your crazy ass pictures and your wildness.
Your teeth are okay, Janine. I don't know whose mouth you've been watching, probably Shadi, but I'm gonna look her in. No,
All right, you're a mess.
So Andy Murray gets a special award for getting his teeth fixed without anyone noticing.
Oh, girl, I'm on that. I just don't care enough to say anything about it, but I've noticed that.
Hey, wait up! Somebody else had just. Oh, you know who had done that? Your favorite crier,
Lasicki.
Lasicki had done that.
Yeah,
Lasicki got her teeth fixed.
Well, she got lots of time on her hand, but somebody needs to just push a quiet note over to Kay.
Leave Kay alone. Kay is so adorable.
Look at Tony. Tony is not your friend, girl. Get your friend, Janina. Get your friend.
Yeah, I'm breaking up with him.
Oh, I didn't even stop, but I just wanted special shout out awards for joy and peace and all the good things, and the Frenchies have done it. Although I'll be honest, I didn't really care about the Davis Cup because Monfils was missing, and that's when I realized how much my love of France is highly correlated to Monfils being in. I was woo, the Frenchies won. I was like, where are pictures of Monfils? Like, he's not there. I was like,
yeah, Monfils would have brought something a little to that thing. He would have a little bit.
I didn't watch it.
I watched it, girl. You missed out. Let me tell you something. That doubles. After they won that doubles.
It was good, but you know what? The as always, Sangha. Let's just call Sangha out. Sangha punked out. Sangha punked out. Like, yeah, as always. Like, he's like, you have a chance to bring it home for France. You do. It's yours. Now, we know Goffan's playing well. We know it. But it's like Sangha got out there and was like, shit, he's too good right now. I'm just not going to expect much for myself. 3 sets? Boo, you know this goes best of 5, right? Like, show up.
It's almost like after the second set, he was like, shit, the match ain't over yet? Fuck. I gotta go again?
And he laid her right down on the court. He laid her right down on the court. And he's like, Luka Poo is going to bring it home for us.
Well, actually,
you shouldn't have left it on Luka.
Yannick knew that, you know, like, he just had to get one good match out of Sangha. And he just had to roll the dice. He had to push real hard for that doubles. And he had a word with Luka. He just knew Sangha was just good for one match. That's it. He wasn't betting on anything else.
And I hated it. I hated that Sangha got to be like smug about bringing it home when I feel like he punks that at Davis Cup all the time. But
he was doing the Diva down at Laver Cup. Look, he was doing the Diva down at Laver Cup.
Dave, you know what? We need to have an intervention. Janine and I talked about that, and we'll be bringing that up later.
Wait. I know the Queen of Monfils bandwagon ain't telling me shit. I need that intervention. Anyway, this year, and you're still on that bus.
I'm just saying.
Look, I'm just saying too.
Bree said Sangha's nothing but a tease. Ain't that the damn truth?
He is. And you know what, Bree? Let me just confirm it is so true. I'll tell you a little secret. So I went to the Davis Cup final between the Switzerland and the Frenchies. First time I realized, motherfuckers, the Frenchies love Monfils. They could give a fuck about Sangha. It was like a difference in the shouts, and Sangha was pissed off. So much so that he actually complained at the press conference that the French crowd was not enthusiastic enough for him.
Oh,
and I was like, butthurt. He was hurt, but I was like, dude, you crashed and burned. And that's when Monfils delivered and beat Federer to even up the thing 1-1.
Exactly. And that was the match that needed to happen.
Exactly. And I was like, and that's when I realized that, I hate to say it, but Sangha is really kind of a punk. And Monfils is the real star of that team. And he was resentful as fuck. And that's when my feelings for Sangha subtly started changing.
That's why I call him Baby Ali. He's a big old baby. No. It look like Muhammad Ali, but motherfucker sure be a butterfly. He ain't no bee.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, we are so.
All right. No, we're still talking.
Not all over the place. Exactly. Anyway, this is the only thing that happened, you know.
I know it was. It was the only new thing, and I just didn't care. I felt really sad about that because I've been waiting for the Frenchies to win for years, and then suddenly I realized I don't like any of y'all. I mean, I was happy.
Well, you know, and this is, you know, I mean, like, I was happy. No tea, no shade. But I mean, like, Davis Cup again, and they almost fucked it over.
I know.
Goffin almost fucked it over. And let me just put this out here. Had Goffin lost any of those matches, I would have been the first one to say that was a cheat. Because Goffin was all up in that French team.
Yeah,
most of them I'm seeing Mahout. Most of them seeing Yannick Noah. So I'm just pointing that out there. Okay. But Goffin put aside his feelings for his boys, and he got the job done.
And he was ruthless.
Yeah,
that whole shit. If
Why
he
didn't
he volley, he would have been in that doubles match, and there would have been a shit show. It would have.
I know, because the Frenchies came close to losing that too.
Oh my god!
It was a risk.
Put all that pressure.
Why didn't Monfils play?
I think I read. No, I've heard he's injured, but I also read that he and Yannick Noah had a falling out. But remember, Monfils played in the tournament. What was that French? It was a French Polynesian island, right? When no, it was I can't remember. They decided to have one of the Davis Cup ties in one of the French islands or French colonized islands. I think it was in the spring, and Monfils did play that. But somewhere along the line, I think he and Yannick Noah had a falling out, so he wasn't a part of the team because he wasn't even in the stands. Like, I mean, I didn't see any footage of him anywhere, and most Frenchies were there, either in spirit or physically there, because they were tweeting out a lot. But I didn't see any sign of Monfils, so that makes me really sad about
Monfils can hold a grudge, and boy, I do love people who can hold a grudge. And
well, is that why we get along so well? I am the best grudge holder ever.
Well, you know, Janita already says Monfils is a bitch. Janita says Monfils is a bitch.
You're talking about Guadeloupe, which is in the Caribbean, like some French Polynesian island, girl. That's right next door, okay?
No, it was
Maya, who's the official stock of Richard Gasquet. Which, I don't know why, but you know what, Maya, I love you, girl. And if you love
Maya loves Gasquet. I was very, you know what? I was actually happier for Maya than I was for the entire French team. Oh shit!
That's not right. That's not right. But it's okay. Okay.
Listen, I'm okay with the Frenchies. They bring the color to the tour.
Yes, they do. They do. And there's no dodgy political bullshit coming out of their mouth. Maybe dodgy in the women issues, but they don't say
they don't talk, so it's best.
Don't say it.
Keep your mouth shut, honey. Just play.
So let's move on to the awards. I mean, if we had our sound effect, this would have been drum roll, but there are no sound effect. We need to fix that next year. I don't know how, but we need to fix it.
That's my estimation of it.
For a minute, I thought it was a siren telling you need to leave right now. You know,
it's my fake ass way of giving you all a drum roll. So I can roll my tongue.
Okay, so there was only one real rule when it came to the awards at us. You know, since Federer won everything, we didn't think it was fair that Federer should win anything else. So I don't think he's nominated.
He's nominated. He's barely nominated here.
Yeah, so he won everything already. You know, so
don't worry.
No Federer hate, no write up from our podcast. You know, like these people are always promoting Federer. No, it's just everybody else on tour, and there are a lot of other people.
We took Ben Rothenberg's advice and removed Federer from these categories since he's always winning.
Don't worry, I will insert him plenty.
Okay. Fine.
I think you might need an intervention. Okay.
Sorry.
Start us off.
So let's start off with
roll.
So I don't want to be American about this. I'm gonna try to let popular vote in factor. And a lot of people voted. A lot more people than I expected. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, y'all. Because we dropped it real shady this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, and
that's how we roll.
That's how we roll. So we given the nominees, and I'm going to go with the then I'll say what the vote is, and if we feel like this is the right vote, whatever. We are the Electoral College.
We don't care about popular vote. We're gonna come in and swoop in.
We do care about popular vote, but hey, Electoral College. On for 20 more hours, so you have lots of time to keep voting anyway. We'll count the votes and put them up on the blog, the results of the blog. So first category is Male Vulture of 2017. And apparently the term vulture made some kind of controversy because some girl decided I didn't know what a vulture was. Boo-boo. Piss scared. I grew up on National Geographic Explorer. I watched every single BBC Planet Earth. I watched so much fucking animal documentary. Trust me. I know what a vulture is, and my picks are solid.
Could you define what a vulture is, please?
A vulture is someone who roll up into a tournament and just sneak up in there for a win. Yes, you can be a top player. But if you just go in and play in a weak ass field and know, I'm just trying to collect a trophy, you're a vulture. If you usually don't beat people and you just roll up and win a big tournament, you're a vulture. I mean, it's not more complicated than that, can it be? And if you sneakily, stealthily been winning titles and nobody know or heard anything about it, because your kills are not that effective, you're a vulture. I mean, that's what vultures do.
I have a vulture for the other option that you left out.
Yes, I always give a pick. People remember that, people. So you had a choice to pick and write someone in. Not Obi-Wan Kenobi, a legit person. Just putting that out.
I have a write-in. And
let me just give the candidate. Hold on, let me just give the people who made. So we have Jack Sock at Paris Masters. We have Novak Djokovic's Eastbourne. And we have Tsonga winning 4 titles. I mean, like,
what were those damn titles? He snuck in there.
I know,
right?
He won it in a circle, kind of like it was very close to home. I think he won Rotterdam. I think he won a couple in France, and I think he won one in Belgium, if I'm not mistaken.
He was great. Like I was like, wow, Tsonga, you stuck those titles up. I'm always double thinking every time I see that Tsonga won titles this year. He's like one of the leading title winners this year.
Yeah, and nobody knew anything about it. That's just what I find surprising. No one
talked about him.
He just snuck in there.
I picked Tsonga too, and mostly because no one talked to him about it.
Like, no. I honestly, let's be honest though. No, you know what? The Tsonga winning, it doesn't even compare to Jack Sock because you know what? It is difficult to get a Masters. I mean, Delpo doesn't even have a Masters.
True.
Like it's rare. A Masters is rare. So when Jack Sock rolled up in that sick field in Paris and snuck that title, that is the best vulturing I've ever seen. It's right up there with Trump sneaking this election. That is that's as vulture as it gets.
And especially after Guy Forget had it all rolled out for Diva Dow claim it, and Diva Dow was just like, Federer now.
But I have a close second though. This is my D option, which I can't believe you didn't even think about, Reels. Grigor Dimitrov rolling up
at the World Tour Finals
and stealing that World Tour Finals title.
Oh, I'm sorry. World Tour Finals ended for me on Saturday. I didn't it's happened. It continues. So that's my bad. It ended on Saturday.
Oh my god.
So if anything happened on Sunday, I was just like, oops, what happened? Like, oh, thanks for telling me though. That sounds like it would have been legit to be there, but yeah.
What about the women?
That's pretty vulture-y. That's pretty. What about you, Reels? What did you vote for?
Jack Sock, actually. I mean, like, look.
Well, that's that Sock.
I can't look at Paris to see him again. I mean, like, we were always dodgy about Roland Garros, but this Paris Masters, I mean, like,
yeah.
I mean, for me,
I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with Jack Sock having a Masters.
In Eastbourne is a shocker. I mean, because it's like, what the fuck are you doing in Eastbourne? Do you even know where that is? And, you know, he won that title in preparation for Wimbledon. And I mean, like, he's never needed a tune-up. But, I mean, like, Jack Sock winning Paris Masters just brought down the entire value of that 1,000 level. That is just almost as basic. It's almost feel like it's just a big, exciting, expensive challenger. I mean, like... So I'm not being shady. I mean, because let's be legit here. Paris, the Masters have been kind of dodgy since it seems that people have been winning this shit all the time.
Sure.
But when you're like thinking, okay, then someone else could sneak up in there and win something, Jack Sock is not the person. It's just.
But you know what, though? I will say Paris Masters is the outlier tournament. That's one of the few tournaments where I think you've had some surprise winners. Like I think
David Ferrer is not on the level of Jack Sock. Okay, like so let's not.
Of course not. But I mean, but even Ferrer was like really shocked that he won it. And isn't this also the Masters that Berdych won? It's one of the few. I think this is the Berdych one. Yeah,
Berdych has a Masters.
Yes, Berdych has won. Yeah,
I think the Masters when it was 5 sets in the final.
Listen.
When it was a real Masters.
And here's another vulture moment you may have forgotten. Tsonga won Paris Masters in 2008.
That was a good year though. Tsonga was
beating Novak. Beat Novak on his way. Yeah, so that's not really a vulture moment, but it's one of those another time where Joe Wilfried Tsonga won a title and quietly kept it to himself. Like everyone said,
no, that was a good.
I bet y'all thought that since he was his first Masters title, you were just like, "Oh my God, Joe Wilfried Tsonga broke in and won Cincy for the first time."
No, he didn't win Cincy. It was Montreal. Remember, he beat Federer.
Yeah,
Montreal. Again, those things I kind of forget all the time. Like,
but why is Tsonga so forgettable?
I know who's currently leading in the polls before it closes. What's the
currently everyone agree with me that it is Jack Sock. Like,
yeah.
Why you gotta say it like that? Like everyone agrees with you.
He brought down a whole institution. I mean, the White House is never going to be the same ever again.
Did we have
someone's gonna? You know what?
Before we move on, did anybody else add other options? Were there other male vulture
yes,
options
some people felt that people felt that it was Grigor was a big moment.
Okay.
A lot of people, again, second, people were expressing like, what? Sangha won 4 titles? Like, what?
Well, that's just second.
In 2017, he won all 4 in 2017. Yes, he did. He did.
You know, in another year, this would be really stellar. Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't know what happened this year, why the fact that Sangha has 4 titles isn't standing out that much. Because in any other year, this would be a really big deal. But I don't know. Something's up with this year. It's weird.
Well, I'm not even going to get into that.
All right. Okay. All right.
Move on to make sure that we don't spend 3 hours here on our podcast.
Sure.
Let's move on to the ladies event. So the ladies vulture we have of 2017 is Elena Vesnina at Indian Wells. We have Yelena Ostapenko at Roland Garros. And Yulia Gergis, your girl, in Zhuhai. And as always, we have the other option. Now,
I mean,
the real question is, do we care? That is the real question.
Care.
Let's not.
I care, but I feel like Ostapenko. I don't want to call it vulturing, but it does feel like a vulture because it was such a shock.
She snatched that shit straight out of Simona Halep. Okay? Simona had the kill. I don't know why everyone is confused about this issue. You can vulture a major. Let me just put that out there. We have Marin Cilic winning a major. We have Eva Maioli winning a major in 1997. Ask if you don't believe me that you can vulture a major. Ask Martina Hingis, recently retired. She would tell you could steal a major. And the biggest
the biggest stealer of them all is Andy Roddick.
Nope, Thomas Johansson.
No, Andy Roddick.
Andy Roddick was a setup. Andy Roddick was a setup. That was a setup. The USTA set that shit up. You don't believe me? Jimmy Juan Carlos Ferrero. I know some of y'all know tennis only invented in 2011. Some of us
I love Juan Key. Juan Key should have won that.
Marquito should have won that US Open. He was the first Spaniard who was playing on hardcourt before Diva Dow showed up. Y'all hurt Juan Carlos Ferrero feelings.
And the prettiest
one. Never the same.
Still. God. But you know what? Life is good for Juan Carlos Ferrero because have you seen him recently? Don't sleep on that. I would sleep with that. Oops, are we talking that? Am I saying that out loud? Oh, yes, you did. Yes. Ostapenko is my vote. What do y'all got?
Let's see what the crowd has it as.
Rafa vultured the U.S. Open.
He kind of did, though.
Chad says Sloane.
Sloane. I mean, yeah, that's in some ways the vulturing implies that they didn't really beat anyone big, right? On a certain level. I feel like Sloane succeeded in really dominating her way through.
No, actually, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Does it imply that? No, it doesn't imply that. It means that you roll up in some place where you shouldn't have had that kill, but you took it anyway. You see that opportunity. Yeah, and vulture and vegan is an opportunist. But according to the votes, people feel that Vesnina at Indian Wells. I wouldn't want to call no name, but I'm just saying that somebody's girl dropped the ball on that one.
Who was Vesnina competing against? Who was in that final?
Kuzi.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you're playing against Kuznetsova, you may as well just put your vulture cap on.
Oh my God. You better leave my girl alone.
And so the write-ins were Sloane. That's legit. You know what's so funny? I kind of don't think about it for Sloane, but if Madison Keys had done it, I would have thought she was.
Y'all ain't even ready for my pick.
That's true. I didn't feel Sloane moment was or whatever because I felt that the tennis rolling all the way up. And she had shown that she was able to play on hard court. I just didn't feel like it was a vulture moment. Maybe it was kind of emotional in terms of like, she did.
Well, the final felt like a vulturing. Whew. Pick over that dead body. Why don't you stop?
Oh God, that body wasn't moving.
I really couldn't settle on a female vulture, so I went with the vulture that should have fucking been.
Who?
Okay.
Venus. That bitch was in 11 fucking billion finals and didn't win shit.
I know. What about Caroline Wozniacki at the World Tour Finals? At the
actually,
finals?
I believe someone said that Caroline Wozniacki. No, I said they put it differently for something else. But yeah,
I wish. Listen. I feel you, Janina. I wish Venus had been a vulture, but Venus doesn't understand vulturing.
She was for sure the vulture that should have been.
Oh, Venus. Oh, brutal.
So bad.
I know.
So bad.
I know.
So moving on to, let's see what the fans had to say in terms of on the live feed.
Mm-hmm.
Sloan beat some legit folks. It ain't about beating legit people. That's
Chad just likes the black girls.
Well,
I can't even take him seriously.
Vulture is seen as Political Rat says, swooping in and grabbing the prize when the prey is on guard. Exactly, and Ostapenko did that.
That's it.
I off the prize, and she let her shit. She let that trophy. She forgot to watch that trophy, and Ostapenko just like, wait a minute, I can really take this shit. You know what? I'm grabbing this shit.
Right?
Ostapenko would later said, I don't know her. I don't know how she wanted it. I didn't know she was trying to grab this shit.
It's true though.
So,
that's strong.
You can vulture a tournament, people. You can vulture a major. So don't get it twisted. So the next category number
leading, and you said the leading vote
definitely Vestina. And it's really sad that nobody really cares.
Stop it.
Nobody really cares.
So cruel.
It's true. And it's better do more talking on the court than she does offline and on Twitter.
Quick, shut up.
Yeah, Sveta. You might be the Jeannie Bouchard of the entire WTA. But anyway.
Oh my God. She looks damn good in a cast though.
Yes, she does. But no one's paying us to be a model, okay? We're paying her to be on the tennis court.
The vultures have more damn slams.
And which I must say, despite the fact that Sveta cleans up really good, she shows up on court in rags. Let me just put that out there. She wears ever.
We gotta trade that. Show up on court looking as fabulous as you do off. Go ahead, Real.
In category number 3, the male player. This was a little bit tough for me. The male player
number 3 is female, right?
Is it? No.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're doing it that way. Do what you're doing. I'm just going along with your
male player who wasn't really missed in his absence. I was a little torn by this because I had inexplicably, like I was possessed by the devil. And someone took over, and I had expressed twice. I know for a fact twice that I missed Novak Djokovic, and I don't know what the fuck that was about. But
I missed, and you all got on me. I missed Novak Djokovic. I was missing.
Someone's trying to give you the backup here, and you're trying to. This ain't time to pull out receipts, okay? This is not the time to pull out receipts.
I did not miss Novak. I did not miss Novak. Oh, did
number one, I have me. Say that. You would never say that. If you say that, I know you were overtaken by the devil. I know someone you're under duress. Someone has a gun to your head. We have 1, we have Milos Raonic. We have 2, we have Novak Djokovic. We have 9, Stanley. Who said your pick? I can't remember if any
other options.
Yeah, what were the other options?
Anyone else? Go ahead.
I can't think of any. I mean, like Kay could have been missed. But
nobody missed Kay. Nobody even realized he was gone.
I did. I mean, Kay and Stanley.
I ain't trying to tell Japan that they didn't miss.
Yeah, Kay and Stanley and Novak left the tour at approximately the same time. So in some ways, they lost the last 6 months of the season. So
exactly. No one watched tennis.
Honestly, I missed Kay. I missed Kay at the World Tour Finals. His presence was definitely missed for me because I think there are not that many people that plays Kay's brand of tennis. As Kay's coach points out, there are only 2 players who play pretty tennis, and that's Kei Nishikori and Roger Federer.
Kay plays pretty tennis.
He does. If you watch him, his movement is beautiful. But I know, Janina, your ass cannot even barely see it in your K rage. I
can't stand his ass.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
Because quiet as it's kept, Kay is always featured in some damn good matches throughout the year.
Losing.
Memorable. Yes, he lost memorable to Monfils, which is delightful.
Maybe that's why I can't stand it, because he's always the loser.
This year.
Yeah, thankfully.
I think he was the one who got the ball rolling, right? It was him.
Yeah. I have to say, I really, who was not missed for me at all, I did not miss Stan Wawrinka. Not at all.
I didn't miss Milos. I can't even say that I didn't miss him, because I didn't even think of him. Like,
so you didn't miss him at all. He didn't even feature in your world.
No.
He's the overwhelming favorite at this point. Honestly, he is. By far, he's the overwhelming favorite.
Oh man!
Chad says he didn't miss Burdich. Burdich was around though.
Wait, Milos has won more than half of the votes. Brutal.
Yes,
he's so fucking boring.
Wait up, 67%. Oh shit, y'all. That's just mean. That's
4% at this point, as I can see here. Yeah, he is. Folks, if you haven't voted yet, you can still vote on the Twitter feed line, and you can add comments on the blog. But yeah, no one's really missing Milos. I'm sure Milos not even missing himself.
Well, because didn't he lose the best? He lost the best Canadian award to the young guy, right? To the new.
It should be.
Ah, brutal.
Anyone in Canada do anything?
Not Bouchard.
Oh, she did something, but we ain't there yet.
What are the other options?
We can't put that up.
People who were mixed.
Actually, I don't remember. Well, only 2% picked your pick, but I don't remember seeing anything that stood out in terms of who they missed. I know people mentioned Birdie.
Yeah, because Birdie.
But he's always on social media, so
yeah,
I don't think people really missed it. Kay. Well, I mean, we got to talk to Japanese people because they stopped watching tennis after Kay left.
I'm not Japanese and I love Kay, you bastard.
I'm not saying, but I'm just simply saying that he shouldn't really be there because he was missed. Because Japan just like, okay, not here, okay, tennis done. So I'm just saying he was missed.
Well, this category clearly is Milos, so we can move on. Damn, like cruel.
It is unanimous. It is unanimous. Female player who wasn't really missed. We had Sharapova, Radvanska, and Ivanovic. Now, let me just simply say, it wasn't necessarily they had to like cut the season close. They had to close the season down. It's just that they just sort of like disappeared from your consciousness and you didn't even really know. Because I don't think Aga shut down her season.
No, she kept trying.
But she kept trying. We just didn't really know this. Because just ordinarily in a good year, she would have been up in this vulture category. She would have been right up in here.
Yeah, I would have. I love an Aga vulture, so that pisses me off.
2017, she was just MIA, and no one cared to look for her. I mean, you could have sent out an SOS or APB, and everyone was just like, "Ooh."
I did not miss Anna Ivanovic at all.
I'm with you, Andreen.
At all.
I didn't notice that she wasn't there either. Her and Milos maybe were hanging out. I don't know.
I mean, the good thing about Anna was that she had photographic evidence that she was still around. But yeah, I didn't.
That's true. That is true. She kept us abreast that she wasn't there, and we were like, "Oh, really? Okay."
Yeah, I didn't even think about missing her. I never thought, God, I really just wish she was around. Nope, didn't happen. No, not at all.
But the overwhelming favorite so far seemed to be everyone didn't really care to be missing Maria. So
is that the leading vote? Is that the leading vote?
Yep, the leading vote. She doesn't have 50% of the vote, but she has a significant portion of it. more than 40%.
Well, listen, it's an unpopular opinion, but I like an active Sharapova, as you all know. She was a feature on many of my lists in the past, and she's a fake rival, but she's a great villain, and I miss a villain. When
she's the bane of the women's tennis store, you know, all doped up and full of rage. And
no, I mean, like, not everybody is willing to accept being a villain as Djokovic. Sharapova plays it well, and I miss a public villain. You know, it's like, listen, I ain't here to make friends. I'm okay with a person that says that.
I don't mind seeing her. I just hate when she started talking. There's always some shit coming out of her mouth. Honestly, she always says messy shit every single time. Whether she is writing it, whether she's tweeting it, whether she's having some mockumentary. I guess this really should be what I should really say for Sharapova. Honestly, I didn't miss Anna Ivanovic. I didn't. Sorry, Tien. I mean, I know it's a girl and all, but you know.
I have a special announcement. It appears.
But when it came to Sharapova, I really wanted to not see her, but she was every goddamn way, and I didn't miss her on tour.
Oh my God. I have a special announcement, y'all. If I'm following it's my Twitter feed, and not that anyone cares, but Severin Luthi as won Coach of the Year in Switzerland.
Ooh. Yay!
Nobody knows he exists. But that's the way I like a coach. Quiet and in the background. Thank you very much.
Quietly kept. Quiet you are not the message.
Yes.
Quietly kept. It's true.
And in the background.
But you know what? I have to say, it's kind of a little sad, you know. I mean, like, you know, but you know what? He's the ultimate buddy in the box. You know what I mean? And
hardworking buddy in the box.
And you know, and he's actually doing something. He's not an entourage member. You know, and Federer, I know you're constantly trying to point it out to people that Sved is not your buddy, he's not your bro. He's an employee. Okay, he's an employee. He's your good Judy and all. And people be trying to front and stunt that whole shit. But nobody knows say shit about Carlos Moya. No one says shit about Murray and his pack of folks up in there.
Oh God, I got reels off track. Sorry, babe. Okay, bring me back.
Congratulations, Sam. You know, you've been there. You've been through that.
Listen, so. Are we going to give you credit for the 4-0 against Rafa this year? Probably not. We're going to give that to Lubicic.
I'm going to give you credit, Sam. I'm going to give you credit. Because knowing how Federer is, and Federer is a Leo, you probably said the same goddamn shit Lu's been saying.
He just
and Federer just decided, you know what? I'm not trying to listen to this motherfucker.
And you know that Federer went to Lubicic and went to Severin and it's like, you know what? Lubicic says I should do this, and Sever's like, motherfucker, I've been
telling you that for years.
Yeah,
you're right.
So Sev deserves patient of the year because he didn't choke Federer and be like, motherfucker, I've been saying that.
That's true.
And you kept it cool. Thought about your pocketbook and kept that money rolling in. Switzerland knows the truth, and they give you the real prize of the year. Good on you, Switzerland, for coach of the year.
Okay.
So moving on to category number 5. This is a little tough one.
Oh, there's so
Venus
many.
match that totally killed you. I mean, there were many, but I mean,
as a podcast of Venus stands.
Yes.
Janina notwithstanding. Fuck you.
She's a hater. She's an unjudicious hater. Hey, Manuel, what's going on?
Oh God, this Venus match that killed you. This vote's got to be tight. No,
listen, the Venus match that killed me.
It's not tight.
Really?
What is it?
It's not tight. I mean, first of all, the options are Venus in Aussie final, Venus at the Wimbledon final, open semis, and your pick. And for the picks, everyone said, you know, basically there were so many, all of them kill whatever. But people were like, hands down, get the fuck out of here, Rios. It's Wimbledon. I mean, like, that pulled them up. That put them in the coffin. Most of the fans had an Easter Sunday. They will have to be resurrected later on because, I mean, that Saturday killed them. I mean, someone even put down the score. They said up 5-4, 15-40.
I know.
I missed that forehand into the net.
Oh, brutal.
It just went down. All the way. But being the Venus stand that I am, and sometimes irrational, I'm gonna blame Eva as the Rocky Mo. She fucked up the final. Just saying that.
How? We're always classic blame. What is it for you, Janina?
For me, it was that fucking Wimbledon final. I had to work. I couldn't find it on TV. I had to ignore patients while I was streaming that shit on my phone, acting like a fool. I mean, there were just so many factors to it. And Venus was, I was so into it. I had my coworker who ain't never watched a tennis match in her life gripping my arm, talking about, oh shit. As we're huddled over my little tiny iPhone screen. And I thought, she's going to do it. And then she just fucking withered away. Withered away. That was heartbreaking. It was devastating. It was, oh God. Fucking Wimbledon. Because we all know if Venus, where does she ever have a better chance? You know? Where?
I mean, listen, you all are Serena stans, so I forgive you for this. But let's be real. Venus needed to just get a third set. Serena even says, I didn't think I could make it if I got to a third set. Australian Open.
I'll tell you why it wasn't the Australian.
You all are fine.
Andreen, hold up.
Trading it because you know what? You all wanted Serena to get that number.
No. The reason it's
Can I have a gong, please? Can I have a gong? Don't you dare.
You're gonna wait your turn. Get in line. The reason it's not the Australian Open is because, truth be told, when Venus and Serena play, even though they play tight, we know that Serena should win. So it wasn't surprising that she lost.
Like, here's the red carpet for you, Serena.
I don't think that's it.
Here it is.
Serena is just hands down the better player. Venus can beat everybody else.
She couldn't beat Muguruza. She ain't Muguruza. She got that fucking 6-0.
I know, but she should have. She fucking should have. We don't put her up against Serena and say she should have won. We never do that. Ever.
I'll tell you why the Australian Open doesn't really matter. Because she beat Coconut. And that joy got nobody cared. I didn't care to shit Serena won her 20 something, whatever the goddamn number it is. And that Venus wasn't be like, oh, this bitch is pregnant. Let me try to go in a little bit.
Yes, she didn't do nothing different. Venus knew,
but she didn't do anything different.
Like, I can take it. Serena said, maybe if I got to a third set, I didn't know how I could handle it. That's what you got to do. But drag her to a third set. I'm not here for it.
She beat Coconut, and the Joy Venus expelled at that time just kind of covered any mistake she may have made. But Wimbledon really was a killer. I mean, like,
how could you? She got creamed in the second set. How are you all like? Even
because that was supposed to be her moment.
Fuck it.
Andreen, you're thinking about this.
Wimbledon wasn't Wimbledon. Was that the infamous wave?
Thank you, Tony. It's 20-3. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Tony. Serena got 23, and she didn't think to share one with Venus because 22 would have been looked so wrong to 8.
Yeah, what?
Get out of here.
Give Venus a solid, Serena. So greedy.
And God knows half of that 20-3
is off of Venus's back.
Exactly. So don't even come for that big. Okay, but let me just say, Andreen, I think you're looking at this about most of the match she could have won. But that's not what we're thinking about.
I know, but she wasn't
thinking about the loss that killed us the most.
I know, but see, that's what you all are focusing on. But the winnable match, okay, maybe Sloane. Okay, fine. The winnable match is probably the Sloane.
Oh my God, hold up.
It's probably the Sloane match. You're right.
Listen. Wait a minute.
Oh, I can't.
Jonesy says Serena was powered by Olympia, just like Irani was powered by Tortellini. My girl Venus has no chance. Wimbledon was like watching a live horror show with no exit.
Listen, you know what? You're right. Because I was sitting my ass there watching it. And
you were watching it, exactly.
It was, you know what? I was watching it after spending some good cash on it, Venus. Are you gonna write me a check? I leaned over to Susie and I was like, please, this is a bagel. What are we gonna do? I just went quiet. I just went quiet. I was like,
you had a Federer moment.
I was like, all right. I blanked that match out of my mind. Like I refer to Wimbledon and I don't even mention Venus's
Saturday never happened. Sad. There was no Saturday. There was no Saturday.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good achievement. But like, I'm so sorry about these fucking good achievements this year. How is it that Venus got to all those damn finals and couldn't sneak one? That's so rare. So rare.
That's why she is the vulture that wasn't.
Yep, you're right about that.
All right.
You're absolutely right about that.
I can't. Whatever. I'm pissed about
some
that.
Very exciting. I mean, like, I'm interested because this is where we get to be our shadiest effort.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, fine. A couple next categories. I'm excited for this. Category number 6, the best worst tennis narrative of 2017. Now, let me just qualify. When I say best worst, it can be the worst one that is the best of the worst. It could be it's good and it's all bad. You know what I mean? It's one of multiple categories here, but you know.
Yeah, we didn't want
this one is the best. Exactly. You know, we couldn't keep your attention so much, especially when it comes to voting. This is America we're talking about here. Just saying.
We're lucky we get
tea all shade. Just put it out there. No tea all shade. Just being honest. And forgive me. Well, you know what? I can't even talk to you British people. Brexit, get out of here. Okay. All right.
So we're all struggling with voting this year.
Yeah, exactly.
We sympathetically understand.
Even France. Return of the Team Nole, hashtag Team Nole with Agassi and Stepanik. That became, you know, like next coming of, you know, Jesus Christ. Andy Murray, the champion feminist.
Always.
Laver Cup.
Kills Davis
Laver
Cup.
Kills Davis Cup. And other option. Let me just go find the results because I know how I feel about this.
There's got to be some other options. We didn't even have any WTA options make it in there.
Because WTA don't know how to put out news. I mean,
the best. I had an option initially for the WTA, which was the return of Sharapova from an indefinite absence, where people just didn't refer to why she was gone. It was just kind of.
Well, I actually wanted to say that was. I really wanted to put. I had a category, but we will have to cut the list short. It was like they really tried it. They really tried it. Where tennis establishment did some fucking Houdini bullshit, and that was gonna be the clear why.
But that was the worst tennis narrative, which is just the return of Sharapova from a mysterious time off that never got spoken to or referred to in any real way.
Right? And let's not forget the underlying theme of that little nomenclature is the fact that Sharapova is the only one in Russia who's not doping. Only one. Everybody else is all like, yeah, look at that dodgy Russia. Let's ban them from the Olympics. Let's ban them from World Track and Field.
Oh shit!
But not Sharapova.
Oh no!
She wasn't doping.
She
wasn't doping. That's not true. What are you talking about? Didn't read her email.
I need more. What are our options? I love narratives. Which one did we miss? Any cool ones?
I guess I didn't want to be too shady because, you know, I know what your intervention is all about. But let me just put out there, you know, like the constant, you know, like wounded warrior that is Nadal. That's a tennis narrative. I'm just like, oh Jesus, yeah, I just need to stop with that bullshit.
Listen, I totally chose Rafa's knees.
Is that a tennis narrative?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that has been running since 2006. Okay, I mean, Debs laid it out for us when she was on here, when she was in London with you. She laid it out. Those knees has been
they're like a star.
all over the place, and we know what those knees can do.
They're great though.
They're like its own. They should have its own Twitter page.
They used to. I really miss Rafa.
What Twitter didn't want to see both sides in that manner?
No. What's winning? What's winning the best the best and worst tennis narrative?
Labour Cup kills Davis Cup. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that makes sense though. That's a dumbass narrative. I'm like, how's an exhibition gonna be like a legitimate tournament involving multiple countries? Come on now.
For like a century, basically.
What you don't want to admit is that ever since Andy Murray won, the damn thing has been dying.
Told you, right? I told y'all not to let Davis Cup become a weave, and y'all let that shit roll up in there. Adding legitimacy to people's flaunting careers. And look,
it's brutal.
But you know what I like in this Labour Cup kill Davis Cup thing too?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when new science come and prove something that people had firmly in their mind. I imagine this was like in the 1400s when Galileo said the wall isn't flat, and everyone was just like, "No, let's burn it to the ground! Oh fuck, kill him!" So Labour Cup is a little experiment. It's like, let's just see what happens there, okay? Like,
honestly though, Galileo didn't know he was gonna have fans.
So I'm just saying, you know, like maybe, just maybe, you know, this is what it is. I agree. But you know, my personal favorite for this one is definitely Andy Murray as a champion feminist. Oh, good Jesus, people stop.
I think we're all gonna stop saying that now because you know what we have all discovered this year. Those that call themselves feminists, don't put yourself in that category. It's a mess when you fall. It's a mess,
right?
Apparently, you're calling yourself feminist to get your hand closer to grabbing women.
Exactly.
There's real work out there to be done. And we realize that there's real quantitative work that can be done. And putting out a tweet and stating facts
it's actually a really scary thing. Like, it's actually not a good idea for you to then like use this as your narrative for Andy. Not that Andy's anything like these guys. I'm sure, but I just think don't sell the male feminist narrative. It's taken a beating this year. Don't do it.
It's dead. It's done. Okay. Let's look to women. Let's find out the issues that are facing women. We need to ask women. To ask women of color also.
Okay.
Let's put that out there. And Bug, what is? Let me just a point of correction. It wasn't Novak who said no one important played Davis Cup since he did. Diva Dow said Federer won Davis Cup. I wasn't there.
Exactly. And I was like, well, thanks. Argentina, he's like, Argentina won Davis Cup. I wasn't there. Motherfucker, you're not there for half of it. What the hell?
You didn't win.
Listen, it's not our fault that the Spaniards started to get up in a tizzy because they were being led by a woman. I mean, get yourself together.
I noticed that, right? Spain hasn't been featured at all anywhere. And Spain was almost a show as Davis Cup.
They used to be. They were like surefire. The Armada. I told you the Armada has been replaced. I mean,
and you
had
so many legit players. I mean, like, you didn't even need the Dow to show up.
No, you usually don't.
So far, the Labour Cup
kills Davis Cup.
Kills Davis Cup is definitely there going up. Category number 7. Ooh. Best worst off court tennis happening. Okay, and her baby daddy drama. Serena had a baby and she got a wedding. Tennis divorces. And I know some people weren't sure about tennis divorces. Lopez and Lopez, Mark Lopez and Fifi Lopez divorced. Yep. And we got a whole lot of titties.
Oh, I totally forgot Fifi got divorced. Probably because he never acted like he was married, but
and probably because the wife was all over the tabloids and you don't read Spanish.
And she telling everybody he don't like to have sex with me.
Keep your business for yourself, girl.
Y'all said he was a homosexuality, but you know what? We're not.
She said that he likes group sex. That's what she says. She runs her mouth. Ooh, girl. I think I have to say the Vika as persecuted parent narrative. Whew, That one needs to take a strong seat.
You know what? I'm not dealing with anybody's bullshit. The best, whatever. Like, I don't even care. I can't talk about Vika and her baby daddy drama anymore because it's not real drama. So put that shit to bed. The worst thing for me was Mr. Adler referring to Venus as a gorilla.
Doug Adler, yes.
But that's commentating. But for
it's not. No, but that's not just commentating. That's also.
Oh yes, he didn't have the drama off court. That did spill off court as well in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
We have worse political rat. She put out one family being singled out by Peggy. An example single same-sex marriage being bad for kids. And best for her was every Aussie support for Casey Delacroix, an Australia who voted yes and to legislate the legalized marriage equality. Yes. So just a point of clarification, they had a referendum, people overwhelmingly voted yes, and then the Australian government then legislated and made it law, and so that we can get married in Australia. So Dennis, we're coming for that wedding, girl. You and your boo-boo biscuit will be getting married. So we're all excited for that.
Does the Australian people have like a rabid right? Because that's coming next.
They do. I mean, girl, they have
it's not coincidental that we have a rising thing here too. So once you got that gay marriage on the books.
Well, they've been the issue with their wonderful issue of what does Leighton say? Of they're not racial towards the Aborigines. So there is that issue, and actually the vote was very, very clear along party lines. I think the other side showed up to even vote. They just didn't show up at all. The right over there, the whatever the conservative value program bullshit they have over there. I'm sure I'm gonna read in the Sydney Times how someone was fiddling with somebody else and that conservative right soon enough. So it's now legalized now, and
that's an interesting
walls over there because Australia has a huge immigrant population as well. I mean, there's no Kanakas, Philippoussis, and Nick Kyrgios on the team. It's not accidental. Now is it accidental when what's his name? Patrick Rafter was just like, we shouldn't be buying players anymore. We should be trying to invest in our local talent. So yeah, you do have that situation. So Australia is not untouched by the,
oh, cool,
wonderful people who think people's colors can exist. What's happening over there? So let's see. DJ Sammy 21 said, "Whoa, there's Philly likes group sex, huh?" Yes.
According to gossipy wife, that's all.
Oh, lovely drama girl has just added. She said for years that there was that lie that Maria was meticulous about her business affair collapsed after she neglected to click the link.
Yeah, that's. I think that became pretty clear.
Yeah, and meticulous business were messy as fuck. And I think because when the book came out, we had far more details on this issue because this situation happened in 2015 or 16, I think it is.
16.
So yes, we do. They're following football over there. Ooh, whatever that is called.
Not any other interesting narrative. Oh, tennis do better. I mean, there was the elusive narrative on the WTA side, which was just, can you find us on your TV?
I was about to say that. I mean, I don't know if that's good or work. That's just shitty. Okay, WTA, that's not what you should be doing. Okay?
Daniel, cut the shit.
What did Daniel say?
That's just bad
he says, yes, more about this group sex story.
You're gonna have to talk to the wife. I think Fifi paid her off. I'm saying it.
I know. According to the wife, he liked it with 2 women, right? But she had a sense that he was trying to insure to the next space, which was, how about a gentleman? Get in line, Daniel. That's what I'm saying. Get in line.
Next time, call my number.
Let's what's his name? I don't know how to say it.
Nastasi.
Yeah, Nastasi.
Oh yeah, that was.
Forgot about him.
Oh yes, the sexual assault and the propositioning of the coach.
Oh my! That was messy.
That's a big.
Forgot about that.
Yes.
That's pretty big.
Fonini.
But what's funny? but that's, you know what, that's actually interesting, because I do feel that the narrative about that was just like, let's just get rid of this one bad man and let's not talk about, expose the culture that is within it, because everyone said, oh, Fanini says this all the time. I mean, like, oh, it's just Fanini, right? And Nastasi has been behaving this way for a very long time. He just got caught up in social media. But tennis had allowed this man to fester for a long time. And let's also talk about the dodgy shit that Simona has been saying. So
yeah, she gives
that was a narrative we didn't need to know. We didn't need to hear that at all, girl. That shit to yourself. So we had a lot, but apparently, overwhelmingly, the folks felt that the Vika and the baby daddy drama was the best, worst off-court tennis happening.
You know what? They didn't choose Serena getting married and a baby as like something that was more compelling. I think they need to recognize that this is
just a building too. I mean, like, Serena is winning titles more than Venus, and she's not even playing.
Fuck you.
Oh God.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. I'm not dealing with Vika's parenting issues.
Anybody wants to know my thoughts, go read my timeline.
Janita's added.
Best worst commentating.
Oof.
Let me just say, this is a collaborative. This is not just all reels came up with these categories. I know some of y'all quick to hate on reels, but you know, we were all involved in this. So spread the hate around. Spread the hate around.
Oh, but they can sense your hatred better.
It's because I'm a man. I'm just saying it. Y'all are shady, but y'all hate. So we have every time John McEnroe and everyone from everyone at ESPN open their mouth as the best worst commentated. We have BBC Eurosport, beIN Sport talk about British athletes.
Oh God.
Namely Andy Murray. I mean, he's being featured even when he's not even playing the goddamn tournament. Doug Adler, number 3, and all his machinations, every single one of them. And including his pull me one. Oh, they told me I need to go apologize. Then they told me get the fuck out of there as soon as I apologize. Girl, you lucky. You lucky you got that opportunity. If it was my ass, security would have been dragging my ass out of there. And number 4, other option. So what do you ladies think? Did I forget it? What were some other options you felt that?
Anytime I see John McEnroe, it's him, because he shocks. He's underprepared. He only watches.
He's the epitome of white male privilege.
Yeah, he only watches another year. People. He barely watches matches in preparation. I can't deal with him. He's the worst.
Listen, this is okay. So the worst commentary outside of John McEnroe really is Chrissy Everett, but I have to preface it by saying I actually love her because she says the stupidest shit ever, and it makes me laugh. But she is an idiot. She is an idiot. And someone mentioned, who was it? Was it Lovely Drama Girl? Yeah. How she said that she doesn't believe that the assault and harassment and disparagement of women exists in tennis. Remember that?
Yeah.
She did say that. That was really, really sad. But
I can't even.
You know,
I don't want to open that can of worms because y'all know how I feel about that situation. She's the one who's been promoting Donna and Stanley, right? Get the fuck out of here.
But I mean, there's a reason why there's a pretty popular shit Chrissy says hashtag. There's a reason for that. Because she says some fucked up shit.
Well, I think people just accept it because, you know, she's a blonde, you know, like she's a, you know, petite white lady. So everyone thinks she's innocent and whatever. They don't see any real damage to what the shit she says. But, you know, though by the voting, everyone seemed overwhelmingly.
Wait, what? What? We can't talk about that right now. Wait.
What?
Jasmine says she did some digging, and the ex-wife of Felly said he molested her son.
No,
that can't be.
Don't share that unless that's for real.
No, deal. I mean, I don't read Spanish or speak much Spanish except hola. But from what I gathered from people who do speak Spanish, she was saying a lot of crazy shit.
A lot of things.
I'm not saying that this is not true.
He's suing her.
But she said a lot of crazy shit. Yeah, that does make sense because he said, from what I got, she was saying a lot of crazy shit on talk shows about what he said. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know particularly anything she said, but It was crazy.
We're not going to spread that for sure until
we totally just
Baron. I know. I'm not spreading that.
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't know anything about that. Okay. Anyways, yeah, that's not a category.
Fuck that.
Interesting.
Oh. But overwhelmingly, everyone felt that John McEnroe and ESPN crew was just the worst in this commentating.
Yeah.
But people had a lot of opinions about Doug Adler as always.
Mm-hmm.
And they just felt like I don't think actually.
I want to know where he's working.
What I find surprising that no one
he probably still has a job. We just don't know where he is.
Not with ESPN and the Tennis Channel crew.
He doesn't. Did they really truly get rid of him? Because you know how they like to put people back at a desk for a little while. Oh, is he suing them?
He's suing them, and then he's suing them. Whatever. Yeah, and he's trying to get folks that are trying to advocate. Thankfully, none of them are on my timeline. And if you were, I may have already mentally blocked you because I don't want to say any of that shit about Venus needing to go say something on Doug Adler's behalf, or she needed to make any kind of comment. She was doing her job. She was at work, minding her goddamn business. He was at his job, not minding his goddamn business. And he fucked up. That ain't Venus' fault. And she got nothing to say to that shit. Yeah. But like I said, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about Doug Adler, all of which, along the lines that, he was messy as fuck, get the fuck out of here with his bullshit and everything, particularly since he make a long drawn out news thing and, commenting and everyone. And even I'm suspect it's probably Noli Fam-esque. They brought up charts to try to pull some shit like he didn't say gorilla, it's guerrilla. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Get the fuck out of here.
Listen, I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night.
No,
thank you very much.
That's all I got to say about that. Hey, you know who should have been a write-in? Mary Carrillo. She's not around a lot, but man, she says some fucked up shit. I love her too.
She's all on ESPN. She's on ESPN, and she's part of the crew. She's part of the crew.
I secretly love Mary Carrillo. I really do.
Like any other shit. I mean, and you know what? Maybe I had a hard time picking someone because, to be quite honest with you, because I stream. Don't you try to shade me, Andre. I listen to a lot of my tennis in Italian and French. And they don't say fucked up shit. They really don't. Particularly the French people, which I understand a lot more than Italian. The French people don't say, they call the scores. They look at people in the crowd. They look at the people who are actually playing tennis. And they mind their goddamn business. They give the score. And they shut up during the points. So they keep it 100 legit for me.
Okay, fair enough.
Number 9, best new ATP star. This was a shocker for me, and a fair amount of people voted. Okay. And I don't. This is why I don't trust voting sometimes. Best new ATP star. We have Francis Tiafoe. I know Chad has some strong feelings on this matter. Denis Shapovalov, or whatever his name is. Daniel Medvedev. And other picks, people put Hyeon Chung. And, I love Hyeon. I love my boo-boo biscuit. But, I mean, like, he's exciting on the court itself, but he doesn't bring the star power and whatever. I mean, like...
What are you talking about? You're talking about... Oh, God. You're talking overall. Like, not just the way they play tennis, but bringing something extra.
Yeah, the star. I mean, ATP don't always invest in people who win in. I mean... Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm confused. That's WTA. WTA invests in people who don't win. But when we're talking about stars, I mean, like, we believe that it's not about winning titles. I mean, since then you're gonna have the win title on the ATP, but there are people who have star quality. Like Tsonga could show up somewhere and everyone is going crazy. Not Tsonga. I mean, Monfils. Could show up somewhere and the whole place going crazy. Everyone loves Monfils. A country I root for. So just talking about someone who I think you could bring that sort of energy-esque, whatever the case may be.
Well, it's got to be Dennis. I mean, of that list.
What?
That's who I picked.
I mean, of that list, Dennis. Listen, of that list, Dennis is the only one that I feel like people. I mean, Canadians for sure, but even in the U.S. Open, there was some interest in him. I don't think Tiafoe has that.
Those are people who clearly eat mayonnaise sandwiches. Get the fuck out of here. Dennis Shapovalov, whatever his name is as dull as a doornail.
No, you know what? The thing is, you're saying that it's more star power, but really for Shapovalov, it's just his tennis. It's not about any of the other things. Because I think that somebody say like Nick Kyrgios, it's both his tennis and his whole like persona. Shapovalov doesn't really have that. Like it's just his approach to tennis. It's like his overall enthusiasm and the energy that he brings on the court. That's all that it does.
Let me tell you why I picked Dennis. Because because
he looks better than Sam Querrey. Is that it?
No, because he got the Canadian people away from talking about boring ass Milos all the time.
And Milos dropped the ball on that one because I don't see it. Look.
But listen, and no matter how many times Milos tried, he still has not beaten Rafa. And Dennis has done that, and he did that at home in front of his home damn crowd. That's a big deal.
Milos, what she really is saying, what Andre is really saying, is that you couldn't even slide up in there and just snatch a quick win
with that damn server you
feelings. And you're fighting Federer, but you're out there punking out to Rafa. That's what she's saying.
That's what I do. But I'm just saying.
You didn't say it in so many words, but I'm telling you, I'm her good Judy, Milos. I know you listen to our podcast. Okay, you're a punk against Rafa, and then he showed up and he got the damn job done.
You got to take a scalp. You got to take a scalp. If you're a star and you take a big boy scalp, it's big. You know who I think you're missing, but maybe he's too old. Borna Choric, no.
Nobody's here for Baby Borna. Nobody's here for Baby Borna.
I like Baby Borna. He's a bad boy.
Baby Borna has no forehand, and you gotta have a forehand to be in a tennis club.
No, you don't. You just gotta be cute.
In order for you to be a star, you missed the boat. I don't know how you put Medvedev up in there.
Borna is gonna be on Broke Straight Boys pretty soon because all I see in a Borna is a Borna having in underwear in some ice bath. When he's on court, he's a fucking baby, breaking rackets, making a hot mess. Anybody got time for that?
Like you said, he beat Andy Murray, and he took down your favorite up-and-comer, Alexander Zverev. So I think Baby Borna is a legit...
I'm here for it.
Wannabe star.
Listen,
he beat Andy Murray twice. Let's just be legit here. He beat Andy Murray twice. And Andy Murray, I won't forget that. I won't forget that Andy Murray. You made
Borna is fine. He treats us on Instagram. I guess I gotta get a new follow going on.
There you go.
Look, Chad, I need you to back me up here. Have you all not seen Francis Tiafoe's abs?
They're quite nice. I wish he didn't have those little happy hairs all over. God, I hate a hairy chest.
You need an SUV to traverse those abs. Okay, and his smile, fucking 100-watt smile. But he hanging out with those MAGA people, and we might have a little problem with that. But you know what? I'm sure, America boys, you know what I mean? But you know what? And I gotta say, I thought Daniil Medvedev and spunk like he's embraced being a villain.
No, Rublev. You gotta go with Rublev.
Oh, I'm getting them confused. See, our Russians look alike to me.
Oh, Jesus.
That's who I meant. I meant Rublev.
Oh,
you're out of control.
You just got up in there. I mean, but Prime Minister, man, she got up in there accidentally, but all the same person. I'm here for the young Russian boys.
Correction time. Apparently, Milos has beaten Rafa twice.
Where?
Indian Wells and some little 250.
Where?
I just told you.
I remember Milos.
Maya, have you been hanging out with Rishad again? Maya, have you been hanging out with Rishad? Did you kiss Rishad, Maya?
Let me find out Milos versus Rafa. Where was that happening? Because I've watched some painful
Maya
Milos
said she
Rafa
was there. Maya said she was there. It is true. DJ Sammy, you are absolutely right. He did beat him in Brisbane, and then he went on to beat Federer. And then that's when Milos was showing his ass and was just like, never acknowledge Federer. Milos, I remember your fucking ass. Okay. And you're getting slayed by mayonnaise, boy.
That's true.
You're getting slayed by
Brisbane.
mayonnaise, boy.
Yeah, it was Brisbane. Yes, and Indian Wells. You're right, Maya. How did I forget that match? That's unlikely.
You wanted to forget it.
Well, I mean, I forget
most Milos is so forgettable.
I do, but
God, that
I
boring.
Remember that one.
Oh well, and here comes Diva Doll defender Brianna. She's saying, "Milos some cookie wins." All right.
I invited Milos once to have a beer.
Why?
And what did he say?
He just giggled.
Did he even answer?
Yeah, he did. He was like, "Oh, I
okay.
can't. I have to play tomorrow." And I'm thinking, "Shit, I just."
Why would you offer him beer? This ain't your friend, Dolgopolov.
Well, listen.
Ask him for one.
Dolgopolov was like, "Hell, I can't. I already had too many."
So wrong. I'm not shocked though.
Right?
Dolko. That one you should. That one you should.
Boring.
But Chad said that Tier 4 is gonna be hot in 2018, so let's just wait for that. God knows, and tell him he needs better friends. Okay, let's not be bringing those MAGA boys on for the ride. Okay, no.
I think if TFO had more breakout wins, he might have rallied on that scoreboard.
Yeah,
in terms of like he might have gotten some
if
more
he'd taken
points.
Federer out at in the first round.
Oh God, at the US Open, shit, that would have been his moment. Really. By the way, I just watched that match for real live just last week when they did the repeat. That was a shit match, guys. That match was shitty as hell. I think at one point in time they put up like Federer has like 50 something errors, and so did TFO.
It was bad.
It was a shit show, y'all.
Federer was lucky to get out of that.
I'm telling you, best appearance this year was PC Federer. He was everywhere.
TFO was like amazing in that fourth set. I've never seen anybody like breadstick. I mean, he's got to put that up on his wall. Breadstick and Federer ain't no joke, right? It's like shit. It's good out. It's kind of like a big deal. If he had won that match, yeah, he would have had his little breakout, nice little moment. Maybe he could have taken
category number
Delpo for us. Anyway,
fucking Delpo.
Go ahead.
10 best WTA star. We have 1 Yelena Ostapenko, CC Bellis. Everyone said this was a thing, but 3 is Ashley Barty. But
it was really hard.
They're trying to make her happen.
Well, it's really hard to choose WTA anything because we didn't see them. But I chose Ostapenko.
Everyone,
she is a shady fucking bitch, and she rolled up there, and she's like, "I'm taking this shit."
Overwhelming. She is 80% of the people.
Wow,
are agreeing.
80%. Wow, she's the new thing then. I guess nobody knows who's Ashley Barty. WTA, you gotta write more essays on her.
Especially from the inside out.
I don't know why we're trying to make that happen, but
maybe you can explain in one of your essays, and maybe I might be interested enough to read it and care. But hey, just saying. But you know what? She came second with 14%.
She's the lead. She's the best recognizable name there. CC Bellis is not winning. You mean to tell me
I know
she dyed her hair for nothing?
Yeah, totally.
Yep. I actually think maybe the write-in should have been our Japanese star, who's now being coached by Sasha.
But she's been around for a long time, though.
Yeah, she's not
a new star. She's been around for a long time, and she plays really well at the majors.
But she hasn't had like a really big breakout moment, right? So if she had maybe if she had gone on and taken that, what did she beat? She beat Kerber, right?
Everybody beat Kerber this year.
Well, yeah. I mean, if
you don't get to like be proud of that.
Hey. You know what I wanted to put, and I was trying to put Angie Kerber, but people would have been upset. That would have been an insult.
Or it might have been true.
Kerber slid down that ranking like she stepped on hot oil, and nobody noticed.
Well, Ostapenko apparently is the real deal. I'm looking forward to her defense of Roland Garros next year.
I hope she's the real deal. We need another real
deal.
She's
such an excitement. She's such an excitement in the press conference. I've known this girl since over 10 years, but I don't know her.
That'll live in infamy. That's our deal.
Okay. Shady for saying some shit like that.
All right.
So we have the next category is category number 11. We have best worst coupling. I have number 1 is Serena and Alex Ohani, whatever his name is.
Oh my God.
I mean,
So you're sad that we don't know his name.
Because you're not important. You're the accessory.
Oh my God.
You're Mr. Williams. It's what it is. Mr. Williams.
Okay.
2, we have the trouble of Hébert, Goffin, and Puy.
Oof.
3, we have Bouchard and a Super Bowl turd. Her Twitter thought.
I feel like the second one is a lot of knobby knees. It's a lot of knobby knees together.
But girl, that's some knobby knees that we all want to see. I know you'll be reading some fan fiction. I know you'll read that fan fiction.
No, I'm really stuck on Captain America fan fiction. Sorry, so I can't. I haven't moved back to tennis. Sorry. Go ahead.
For me,
go ahead.
My favorite, my best. Okay, wait, no, the worst. I'll say the worst first. For me, the worst is Jeannie. What the fuck are you doing, girl? What are you doing? Why are you having contest Twitter dates and here almost a year later posting yourself on social media with this dude? What is going on here?
Sympathy votes.
You know, I can't with her. Like, I just can't. But the best, by far, the best is the French throw. Shit makes me so happy, and I want to be in the middle.
Of course you do, Janina.
Oh, hell.
I know how you roll. Sloppy and messy.
I don't want to get this wrong. I want to make sure I have the right person. Oh my God, I'm gonna get it wrong. I can't find it.
Well, let Andrew go first.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You remember what it was? Someone said.
I don't remember what it was, but I don't remember who said it.
Mm-hmm.
But the person said the best worst coupling is Roger Federer and Breakpoint, and I have to agree. that might not be popular, but I mean,
my write-in was definitely that. My write-in vote was Federer versus Federer's opponents versus Federer court crowd fans. Like, that was the coupling of the year. Everyone was pissed off at that pairing. So I like a write-in. Federer definitely really gets it on with breakpoints. They make love. Sometimes
he's quick to get them. He's quick. Yeah. Federer is a serial dater. You know, he's quick to get them and then just be like, nah, moving on. Nope.
The problem with that is he doesn't satisfy them. So I mean, Federer breakpoints are actually pretty solid.
Oh, I got it. Oh, how could I forget? I am so sorry, Lady Bellatrix.
Yeah, Lady Bellatrix.
How could I forget? Yes, she said Federer breakpoints. It's absolutely true. I mean, sometimes I think when Federer has a breakpoint, you just like, you know what? I'm going to be one on this particular shot.
You know what it is? Venus in finals.
I don't want it.
It's Venus in finals.
I think someone else said that as well. But you know what? I blind called because I thought they were rude. They were very rude.
It's the worst pairing of the year. Venus in finals.
Oh, actually, football tennis. No. Football tennis said is Wozniacki and finals.
No,
pretty much for the whole year.
It's Venus in finals. It's got to be Venus in finals.
Because Wozniacki won one finally.
Or at least one.
Yeah.
Against Venus, fucking shit. Which means that is exactly right. Venus in finals. Fuck you.
That should be the write-in. But I think everyone seemed to agree with you, Janina, that it's Jeannie and the Twitter thought.
Yeah, that's weird.
They're like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, let me just say, that is just low class. And just low brow.
Listen, she can date whoever she wants. It's fine. It's just weird that she's putting it all out there.
She's a tennis star of the people. That means you too can get lucky. If you send her a date, if you talk to her, you too can get lucky.
You know what, Jeannie? I'm gonna say this is low class until Pierre answers my tweet and try to get on my boat. Until then, girl, that's a hot fucking mess.
Oh shit!
Personal incentive right
you know
here.
What? You know you missed it. Sloane and her hot ass guy. That pairing.
Dude.
Oh God, they were doing too much, but he's fine.
They can keep doing too much. He is hot as fuck. My God, They look beautiful together.
I
mean, like I totally true. I have them both.
I'm saying the Williams sisters and their and their hitters. The Williams sisters and their
No. Let's take that back.
What, Serena?
Just the haters. The two of them make a couple. They don't have to touch each other. I'll do the touching for them. The brothers.
The brothers.
They ain't got a couple.
What's their name again?
Who cares
what their name? Reels is a thought. I'm not gonna be lying.
Listen, their names are Chocolate Cheekbones 1 and 2.
Oh my God, you're horrible. No, but it was so funny. I think at one point in time I was giving credit to one brother, and the brother retweeting, "Oh no, that's my brother."
We don't care.
My brother. We're like, I'm sorry. I meant I didn't see anything beyond that nice dark chocolate skin.
Yes, Bellatrix, I did get you correct. I did get it right. I thank you for. I didn't know you. That was you, but let me just say this.
Awesome.
We don't care. Chocolate Cheekbones, Chocolate Thunder #1, Chocolate Thunder #2. People who are not people of color, you can't really say this. Just you can't say it. People. Actually, some of y'all,
it's okay.
Everyone enjoys chocolate.
You know what though? We'll say it for you. Oh, we'll say it for you. But yeah, the hitters, the Williams sister hitters. Whew, those boys are beautiful.
Love it, man.
Whew, let's feature ourselves in that pairing.
Mm-hmm. There's a fan fiction for that. I would definitely read that.
Maybe you should write it. Write it. Oh, you know what? Next year, writing category, best fan fiction. Let's add that shit up in there.
You'll be doing the judging for that because I ain't trying to read that smart. Y'all trying to my Christian soul.
Listen, I've been watching Christians on TV and Twitter. I know how
I'm a thought for Jesus. I am a thought for tennis Jesus. Don't hate on me.
Oh my God.
A thought for tennis Jesus. That's great.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I am.
Wait, you haven't seen these fellas? Oh,
Bellatrix. No, she wasn't Azkaban. You know, Bellatrix wasn't Azkaban. Girl, break out and trust me.
Oh, show her the cheekbones.
Brianna got the pictures. Brianna got the pictures. I'm sure she does.
Flash those pictures, Bri.
Tony, don't get mad because we're talking about them. How you think of Serena? Do not.
Look at Chad. You know Chad got the names, right? Chad got the names.
Chad, give us the receipts on Twitter. We'll retweet it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on, people. Let's move on.
We took a deep dive into someplace.
Yes. Okay. Number 12. This was kind of painful, but we know we're the Real Tennis Podcast, and we go there for you. The best worst injury.
Oh, brutal. I have to say, yeah.
Some of these they were bad injuries, but just which one we thought was most impactful.
Yeah.
Well, just the one we keep hearing about. One best thematic sign at Wimbledon. I mean, that was.
I didn't really see horrible. It, but I saw it, but it didn't look as.
It heard worse. It sounded worse than it looked.
Then when you looked,
but it was bad. I mean, no doubt. But
I mean, she brought the sound effects. She brought the sound effects.
Ooh, that was horrible.
I mean, this is not to dismiss that the injury wasn't bad at all. I'm just simply saying, just like the moment, and like it was bad. Everyone was in shock. No one moved and was screaming for help.
Yeah,
that was and then.
However, she's not my pick.
She was crying. I mean, it was definitely a TV moment. That was directed by somebody.
It was a Lifetime movie.
Go Font
at the French.
That was bad.
Yeah,
I felt for that one. That's my vote. Although I don't know how it could have my vote because he made a resurgence and fucking beat my fave in front of my face.
He did, but just to watch it happen, and you saw that ankle just like kind of separate from the body. That was my.
And he too snuck up some titles in the fall. So good for you,
Reels. This is number 3. This is where we're having.
Yeah, y'all gonna have y'all intervention, but I know Reels is not taking it down. I said what I said. Number 3 is Nadal throughout the year. I said what I said. I'm Diva Dow stands. You can come for me.
We're coming for you. I'm not right now. I'm gonna be a Diva Dow stand and tell you take that shit down. Okay, no. Take that shit down.
I'm not. I'm telling you why.
You're such a defiant child.
I know you've crossed over.
Debs,
crossed
back
over
me up. Okay, Debs, when you listen to us and why you do retweet and you need to put reels is absolutely right. I mean, we be talking about the Diva Dalnese and we see the motherfucker training every day. After he won the French, Diva Dalnese is the problem, but we see him in Mallorca playing on grass. Like, what's that all about? We heard the same thing at Wimbledon, but he's still winning matches. We heard the same thing at US Open, but he's still winning matches. I'm not saying it's a real injury. I'm just saying it's really being talked about way too much. And it's just, that's just the problem. They're telling me something that I'm not seeing, and it's too much.
You jealous?
I agree. Goffin and Bethany Maddox were horrible injuries.
Were there any other?
You know what we talked about more?
Yeah, Rafa's.
You know what we talked about more than Bethany Maddox and David Goffin injury? We talked about Diva Dalnese.
That is actually
newspapers are written about that.
That's true. So, it's kind of weird. But were there any other injuries we missed? Were there any other write-ins? I feel like. I mean, obviously Novak because it took them out for.
He ain't injured. What's wrong with him?
Oh, well, you know, they're gonna say that elbow is an injury, but you know,
they're not know what time working on his mental well-being.
And his marriage.
He has a legit injury, a physical one. It's not mental. Are we sure?
I thought it was his elbow. The elbow emerged later.
Oh well, I think
everyone
you have to have
to agree that Bethany Maddox at Wimbledon so far.
I think so because she's not even back. She's not even back. You know, like it took her out. I mean, Goffin recouped. How the fuck you recoup so quick, Goffin? Let me side
drugs,
ankle,
drugs.
No, I think Goffin knows how to get. Goffin knows how to play the odds, right? So Goffin took that loss
against the hard court season. He's like, fuck the hard court. He's like, fuck hard court.
I'm not here for that. And he didn't go hard against Dimitrov in that second round match at World Tour Finals. He's just like, you know, I'm saving my strength for Federer.
Fuck you.
And it should be paid off. So
basics. No, Goffin was good.
No,
just a little better.
Oh my God,
I'm just a little better.
Category number 3 is a toss up so far. This is exciting. So we have a MAGA award. The reason why, because 45 is petty as fuck. And we know because they're not gonna be net neutrality pretty soon, they'll be coming and shutting our shit down. So we have to kind of like pretend like we care about any shit that this motherfucker is doing. So we decided to give his peeps an award. And we have Coconut as number 1. John Isner as number 2. We have Tennis Sandgrens. And your pick for number 4 as always. Me personally, as someone picked the whole goddamn lot. Everybody. I'm with that pick. But apparently it is dead even a toss-up between Coconut and John Isner. And
I chose Isner, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
That's a sandwich nobody wants to get into.
Right? I chose Isner because when someone tries to call him out on stuff, he's like, no. That's not what I think. I didn't say that. But then you can go back to his Twitter and look at his likes.
Exactly.
It's like he's unaware that people can see that or something. And you're like, this motherfucker.
The Swiss Sportsman of the Year is Roger Federer.
Of course it is.
Shocking.
Anybody else in Switzerland play sports to pick? I mean, is there anybody else in Switzerland?
Shocking Switzerland. Anyway, go ahead, Janina. Oh yeah, no, they separate the female and male.
Oh, okay. So, but yeah, I really think either John Isner is way shadier than I give him credit for. However, I really think he is unaware that people can see what he likes.
He's a punk. He is a punk. That's what he is. He is 6 million, and he still can't back up the statement, the shit he says.
I'm going with Sandgren because he's a basic tennis player voting for a basic president. Come on.
Thank you very much. I agree. And let me just say, I mean, and I'm just going to put this out there, and it's going to be the last time I ever say anything good about Coconut. Coconut won shit. She put her mouth where her money is. She won that Fed Cup. and she did the goddamn job, you know, and she got our reason to be shady and looking at Sloane Stevens with a side eye all weekend long at that event. She got the reason, capital, to say shit, whatever. She could spend any kind of fucking money.
Okay, I have to share this quote from Federer. No. Federer's kids are Rafa fans. Anyway, Federer, after dinner, my kids asked me where I was going. I told them there's this awards gala where I could win a prize. Then they said, but isn't Rafa number one?
Oh, fucking kids. See? The Federer kids are shady, just like him.
This is why I don't fuck with kids.
Those kids are Rafa fans.
Listen.
And here's the irony.
It comes up.
Rafa is a big fan of their daddy. He's a Fed fan.
Listen, it comes up enough in their house that the kids even know it. Rafa's fucking number one. They heard Federer having nightmares about it.
That's what that really tells us, right? The kids are aware. This is something that's discussed.
Oh my god! That's great. Thanks, kids, for revealing what side conversations happening in the Federer household.
Right? Love it.
Maybe they're paying attention. Maybe they're always asking, "Daddy, are you number one? Are you number one?"
No. Beautiful. Thanks.
They're like, Daddy, here's what happened. When he beat Federer, when he beat Rafa, they asked, "Daddy's your number one?" No,
boo.
You beat? No, that's not how that works, boo boo.
Like, I punked out on the clay season. Anywho.
I saved my knees. I didn't want my knees to be a story. I saved my knees. Category number 14, the shadiest / pettiest female player.
Ooh, there's a lot.
I didn't put any choices. I thought people could retweet and say something. It's kind of my fault. I should have put options here, but I just felt that, let people. Excuse me, I didn't want to bias the field, but it didn't need matter because in no other many languages as you want to say it seemed to be Kiki Mladenovic is the shadiest, pettiest female player in 2017. You can say it in French, you can say it in Spanish, it's Kiki. On second person, people felt that Gabi Muguruza. And I'm like, don't she speak like 25 different languages? She was an honorable mention. Ostapenko was an honorable mention. Me personally, I felt Maria definitely with her book showed that she's the shadiest and pettiest female player ever.
She wrote the long thing, I guess.
She was peeping Serena, literally peeping through a hole.
That's weird. When you put it like that sounds really weird.
I mean, like, you can't even acknowledge that she's practicing.
About that.
You and your daddy roll up in there and be like, I'm not even looking at her. I'm not even acknowledging she's there. I'm going to go in the barn. I'm going to cut out a little hole. And I'm going to go peep that she's playing tennis.
That's true. I
don't know. She's a pettiest, shadiest player. And even when she's complimenting Serena, this girl is 6'3" or 6'2", taller than fucking Serena with linebacker shoulder, and talking about, oh, Serena is so big. It's so big. And I was a little girl at 17, but your breadstick, her girl, you won that match. What the fuck are you talking about? You won that match where this huge animal came down and beat you. So for me, Maria Sharapova, the shadiest, is the pettiest female player.
Real's pick is obviously Sharapova.
Yes, it is.
Andrine, who's yours?
I think it's Kiki. It's my write-in. Kiki's my write-in vote.
She's your write-in?
Everybody wrote in Kiki.
I think Kiki's legitimately shady.
As lovely drama girl says, and she's gonna escape jail in India too. So Maria Sharapova is definitely the shadiest and pettiest player on the WTA.
You ain't even ready for my pick.
Oh shit! Who is it?
Serena, which is winning majors while she's pregnant.
That is shady.
She's like, oh, I'm pregnant. Let me show up and win this major and take the rest of the year off.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, and the best part is like, oh, I didn't mean to share that picture with everybody. Girl, who the fuck you think this over? You could have deleted that shit right off the bat.
You want to tell me that people were not thinking after the news came out that Serena was pregnant, like, I couldn't even beat this bitch when she was pregnant and she had an alien in her body sucking up all the energy?
But you know what was even crazier is how people were doing the math. People were counting back when she had sex. People, y'all doing too much. Doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Just put that out there, okay? Some of y'all stands are doing too much, and that qualifies as too much.
Oh, that's right. And Serena was liking tweets about Sharapova. Jeannie's tweets about Sharapova. Remember that? Serena is shady as fuck, but she's really careful.
Oh, yeah. You remember when Meldonium came out? She put out a tweet, then deleted it. My girl, Meldonium. Serena, when you be shading, and let's not forget the epic picture of 2017, and Tony would agree, when Serena was standing next to the trash. She was just like, oh, this is a WTA.
Yeah, and remember, Serena told everybody that she was pregnant on the Sharapova's comeback day.
All right.
That wasn't an accident.
No. Just saying. Just saying. So WTA, you be doing, you ladies, the ladies definitely do get the shady, petty award. The men don't come so close.
They're basic.
But you know.
Federer gets my vote.
Who's the shadiest? What are the nominees?
Roger Federer is the shadiest. And I'm gonna tell you why. He went to the Australian Open. He takes that Indian Wells Miami double, and he goes, "Rafa, go have fun. I'm skipping out. I'm sure you'll be great. I beat you enough. I'm gonna let you have this."
He's stupid. He's like, I can't do it, man. Those knees can't hold up on that clay. I was like, all right.
A charity major. So what you're saying is that the French Open is a charity?
Right? No.
Well, no surprise here. On the ATP side, I'm gonna have to say it's Vidal, and I'm gonna tell you it ain't about the knees
this time.
But when Vidal can't get something, he be like, "Why I gotta be playing indoor all the time? Why don't we change up the surface?" I mean, like, why these balls like this? These are not the balls I play with all the time. I don't like this. So he's petty. When shit don't go his way, he don't take a loss. Isn't a loss. He be like, and let's not forget, motherfucker was like, he and his team was like, "Oh, the doctor said I gotta get an MRI. I'm on crutches." Carlos say he's all right. We just pull out of Paris because you know what? We just a cautionary. Nothing's going on. He's A-okay. 100 buenas.
No.
Then Shabuoto find out, oh, the knee ain't working anymore.
You said you weren't talking about the knee.
Yeah. The shadiest of shade. This is Del Potro.
Oh yes.
Del Potro's petty as fuck.
Really my pick. That's really my pick. True.
Petty is as petty does, and that is Del Popo. I'm giving that one.
Petty and shady, and petty and shady in the same context, right? He's going to be shady and steal that U.S. Open match from Dominic Thiem with the crowd, and be petty as fuck with the same crowd support when he's losing to Federer. True.
Remember Roger getting on the podium after Rafa talking about he worked really hard for the Australian Open, and Roger said, "I worked hard. I try not to shout about it."
Oh, and how can we forget Stanley calling Federer an asshole?
Which is true.
I mean, like, that's just petty. You don't do that shit out in public. When Merker told your business to the crowd, you got mad. You complained to the umpire. Then you got a press conference and tell the whole world.
Actually, maybe Stan should be petty. Stan is pretty petty.
Stan is extremely petty.
How are you gonna hold a press conference to attack your coach that brought you to Slam finals? That's weird as shit.
Thank you. I didn't want this. You know, he just left me here.
I can't believe he said that though. But you know what though? I feel like he has to do that because Stan's biggest claim to fame is being a victim. And so he had to victimize himself in that coaching relationship. Right? I mean, it's like
I think he had just probably never held a press conference and wanted to do it.
But why would you?
Me just,
like we already knew you.
Everything that. Tennis people, y'all can't be holding press conference unless you clear it by me, okay? And this includes David Goffin, Bethany Maddox Sands, no Stanley to that list.
It gotta be news. Maria Sharapova held a press conference for a real reason, okay?
She held a press conference for her publicity tour.
She said
no.
When you're banned from doping, you don't get a press conference, okay?
No, but that's what you do. No, but if you're going to announce something, do not hold a press conference unless you're announcing you're pregnant, you're leaving the tour, you've got some drug issue. Like, do not hold a press conference. What was her Bethany Stanz's press conference?
She wanted to say thank you.
I was like, bitch, send a tweet. Write a really nice letter on your website. And
Tony's very angry about the press conferences. Very.
I'm going to forget Dan Evans. Dan Evans had a press conference. I was taking cocaine, but let me just say I wasn't taking cocaine during the match.
That's legit.
And drug usage, press conference, we get to ask questions.
That's okay, but drug usage is a good reason to have a press conference. Just to say, hey, I mean, like Stan, I thought Stan was announcing a coach. What?
And I guess, and let's just also add to the narrative that we didn't really care about, is that Dan Evans is redeemable. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Put that shit somebody's out. We ain't got time for that.
I forgot about him.
You can sniff coke all you want. It doesn't, I mean, do the Agassi thing. Just tell you that somebody put it in your drink.
Right? Or you kissed a girl.
Oh.
Or you fucking
Lovely drama goes to the mother
you
said
get it.
Cry baby. Well, that's what Merca said. So your mom Merca is on the same page. Get another coach, you can afford it. I mean,
wait, Stan legit. Honestly, I missed it. I woke up in the morning and I was expecting to hear like big news. I was like, he's taking a year off, whatever. And I was like, wait, he just called a press conference. I could not believe he called a press conference to bitch about his job.
I mean, I legit thought he was going to retire. I thought, okay, he had surgery, it didn't go well, and he's not coming back.
I thought he was going to tell me he had done a finish.
I might have to change my vote. The more I think about it, that's petty.
It could be Stan.
It's gotta be
Crybaby Stan.
That feels extra.
I mean, it's true because you know what? Delpo was doing it in the moment. Okay. Yeah, Stan had time to think about this. Stan planned this legit. And you know what, Stan? You're playing with fire. Because you know what? What if Magnus decides to spill your goddamn secret?
Listen.
And you know Magnus got secret.
And you know he has a lot because he had nothing but bad things to say about Nick Kyrgios online. So Magnus knows your business. That was weird.
Exactly.
Wow. Stan, you might be winning an award this year, even though you didn't play.
Thank you very much. Yes. So don't forget people on tour. And as Political Rat said, she thought Betty Max was going to address doping rumors. Yes, we all thought so too. And then
it was basically a press conference to say how happy she is that she was so well liked in the world.
I don't know who she was being fooled by because nobody liked her. And her husband's out there chewing tobacco. Come on, girl. Keep that shit indoors. Nobody going to see that on prime time. So
that's it.
Yes. No, that's not it.
Oh, I thought it was.
What's wrong with you?
Okay, what's left?
Oh, that is it.
Wow. Shady as fuck. That was but you know what? What a way to end. The podcast is shady, and therefore we end with the shadiest podcast.
Shady.
I think there are some special jury prizes we have to give out.
Like who?
Lord, please give it to me.
We don't know about this. This should be interesting.
Please tell me.
We got to give Petra an award because Petra didn't get an award for comeback player, and she did overcome a lot, and I do think she deserved. Kenny Shikori, he didn't pull out of one tournament, he pulled out all of them. So the Kenny Shikori award.
Jury prize.
Jury prize to Kenny Shikori.
Oh my god.
He decided to do the solid and just be like, you know what, I ain't trying to fuck with y'all and give y'all hope that isn't there. I'm just gonna be like going home right now. And the Uncle Tony Award goes to Diva Doll because you know what? Losing to Federer 4 times in a row this year when you thought you weren't gonna lose to him ever again requires some.
You guys are living. You're living off of these 4 wins. You're living off of these 4 wins.
Yeah, I am.
5 in a row.
For the
5
rest
in a row.
of my life, I am.
I think I'm gonna give us an award. We're gonna be basic Federer fans living off of these +4 wins.
Oh, we got the Roger Federer Award of podcasts. Didn't you know that? We got the Roger Federer Award of best podcast ever.
But the head-to-head is wrong.
I mean, I'm not worried about the head-to-head.
We're losing out in the head-to-head with other podcasts.
We don't talk about that.
That's fine. I mean, like somebody said,
there are other
Rafa said.
What? Yes. Oh. There are other podcasts, Janina.
Rafa said that, you know, like fighting Novak was a bigger, tougher challenge than fighting Federer. But we know that. We saw all that shit. We weren't asking you for clarification, but we know in 2017, you got your wig snatched.
That was nice.
Every one of those hydroponic hair plugs. And
they look good. They look good. They look good. They're back.
Not while sweaty, boo-boo. Not while sweaty. But you know what? It was an improvement because of that picture.
Rianne says there's a special prize for Olympia. She got her best fist bump at like 4 weeks.
Oh my God. Sure. And this baby, I hope for this baby's sake that she does something. She hopes she just isn't ordinary. She just isn't a regular kid.
Babies.
She's cute. She's a cute baby.
Thank God.
We are living for this year because it's basically the opposite of the rest of their careers. Nadal's fans are having to justify why the head-to-head doesn't matter after years. I say it does.
It doesn't. Though.
That is true. That is true.
It doesn't.
That is true. Lady Bellatrix, and also a special price in Only Fam that you know what, you keep making those charts and those spreadsheets.
Yes,
you know?
Yes. Special prize. Those are great charts. I learned so much about those charts. I feel like I can hire them to make charts for us.
No shit. If there's somebody like a Nole Fam person making charts listening, let me know. I'm going to send you some graph paper.
You know what? You need to go vote for the Democratic Party. Maybe some of these charts might be effective messaging for the people down in Alabama. Because I don't know, whatever they're doing ain't showing working.
Because we're not putting it in charts. We're not putting it in chart form.
Spreadsheets and whatnot. And y'all got colors too. God damn, I don't know which printer y'all working with, but hey, I mean, like, color ink is cheap at your office, I guess. So let's give it up for the Nole Fam and their child.
God, I can't with you too.
So this is our penultimate show, and I want to thank all the fans. We have the best fans ever for our podcast. We really appreciate you listening to us.
Ooh, Chad wants predictions for 2018.
Oh, that's the new year, boo. We're gonna see how the year predictions.
But I can assure you, people, that in our off season we won't be posting any beach pictures.
Robin is going to be at Brisbane. And the first 2 days of the US Open. So she's gonna be in Brisbane? Political rat, Robin. Ooh, so I'm signing you up now to be on the podcast. You can
and Sean is gonna go to Melbourne. And Sean is gonna go to Melbourne, a friend of our podcast. It's gonna be Melbourne.
Sean will also be in Melbourne. Anybody else gonna be in Melbourne? I don't think Sean had quite made that public yet, but hey, guess what? He's gonna be in Melbourne.
What about is anyone going to any of the Middle Eastern experiences? Isn't that one that Rafa goes to? I think Rafa and Stan are starting in the same tournament. The Mubdala, is that one? Anyone going?
Like this, that's a sort of an exhibition thing, Abu Dhabi or something. They make a lot of money doing.
Yeah, that's a good tournament it's always a good way to
be in Miami and Charleston this year. He can definitely come back on. We like you here. Your fun times.
Yes, Tony. So Tony's
afraid to come on the podcast. Let's just put that out there.
Me? I have a Tony calendar.
Tony has been on the podcast several times, and for some reason now he's afraid.
Because he's afraid you're gonna spill his tea.
I'm spilling it anyways.
Janina, spilling tea since
2018 Tony tennis calendar, and he tells me that tennis basically starts on the new year,
Yep.
And we have, though I think Abu Dhabi probably starts in December.
Yeah. Go to tenniswatchers.com and order your calendar from Tony so that you can know when every single tournament is going to start for the whole year.
So we have Brisbane, we have WT and we have Shenzhen, we have Auckland, and we got Stanley's tournament Chennai, though he doesn't seem to want to play there anymore. And we have Doha for the ATP. And the Monday, so we have lots. We have like 5 tennis.
Ooh, Maya is planning on the U.S. Open this year. Ooh. And she will be at Indian Wells. Andreen, where are you going? What are your tennis plans for 2018?
Tennis plans, definitely 1 or 2 days at Indian Wells. U.S. Open as usual.
We're trying to go to Laver Cup, remember?
Laver Cup for sure.
Chicago. That's right.
Yes.
Chicago. And I'm going to skip the young boys at Milan this year, but I will return to London as usual. And I would like to add one more tournament, but I'm going to see which one it can be. Okay. I'd like a newbie in the mix.
Do you want it to be in Europe? Do you want to go to South America, maybe to Brazil?
I mean, I would love it. I hear that South America is furthest from a nuclear blast. So I'm going to try to sort that out.
Oh, my God. And on that note, let's wrap it up.
Ladies, do we have time for just one more thing? Say like just one absolutely favorite tennis moment of 2017?
Yes. Sure.
And fans, you can write in and tell us online or on the blog, which has been resurrected. I had to dust that shit off. I mean, literally.
Mm-hmm. Favorite tennis moment of the year? Oof.
Well, my favorite tennis moment of the year was Federer winning Oz, because nobody, I don't even think, including him, had any expectations of that. That was pure joy.
Ridiculous.
Tony just
it was
won,
so
Tony.
Fun. Serena liking my tweet. Oh, that's right. She did do that for him. That was fun. And I heard about it. Oh, God, did I hear about it? Anyways, but that was really, I mean, because it was so unexpected. Like, we were just happy that he was coming back and that he was playing. And then even at the end, when it looked like, in the final, you're thinking he might actually win this. And then he goes down in that 5th set and you're like, no fucking way he's coming back. Rafa is going to steamroll him and go home. And that was just great tennis. It was great. But being a Federer fan, that was fucking amazing. Amazing. That was hands down my best moment of 2017.
All right. So I'm going to pick live because it's, solely tennis, travel and all. I have to say,
Janina, did you detect that little bit of shade? Did you detect that little bit of shade?
Yes, a little bit of shade. Was it a shade?
Right. I haven't seen it live tennis this year.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Janina, thanks for blowing us off. I have to say,
she's such a bitch. I love her so much.
I'm gonna put the whole week, the Wimbledon week. The week at Wimbledon is definitely gonna go down.
Yeah, you had an amazing time there.
Best memories. Even seeing Venus lose, it's still pretty amazing.
We don't talk about that. That's done. That didn't happen.
I know. But seeing Venus live at Wimbledon in a final is pretty incredible. And then seeing Federer live. I mean, I got to see both of my favorites live. I knew both couldn't win. So once Venus lost, I figured Federer might steal it, but I was hoping for both of them. But it was still an incredible week. Incredible people who made it happen. All of you offline know exactly who you are. That was awesome. That's good. It was just, that's like the pinnacle of the whole thing, because it's like meeting cool people that you meet on Twitter and then having them meet face to face and turn out to be just as awesome is a nice experience to have. So yeah, definitely the Wimbledon week was memorable.
Let me just say that I'm hoping just because of your shade, I will be hoping that I get lucky. I get a rich man in my life, win the lotto. I get a way better job, and I'm going to see live tennis next year.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite moment is I'm a diehard Venus fan, and Venus beating Coconut at Australia in Melbourne. That joy. I mean, we see a lot of excitement and happiness from winning a tennis match, but that was just pure joy. And whether you hated your racist asshole or whatever, you couldn't deny that joy that was pouring off of her by getting to a major finals for nearly about 10 years, a decade, last time she's been there. And just the excitement. I mean, from the whole tournament until that final, this was just playing with so much joy when she was like, girl, I just don't even know how I'm keeping these young bitches off my wig.
That was great.
And I mean, like, that twirl, Venus did a triple pirouette. I mean, there are ballerinas who can't even get that shit done right. And Venus got it right.
That was great.
And I mean, like, Venus just danced all over Coconut's ass. And that was a match I know for sure that Coconut is mad over anything else in her life. And Venus was just so happy. And as a Venus stan, I mean, like, all the brutal losses, I just keep going back to that moment. Venus joyous. Venus joyous. I mean, like, yeah, she had some shitty time. And off court, we don't even talk about it. But, you know, she had some off court crazy shit happen to her, you know?
Oh, that's
but we don't
true.
even care.
Well, yeah, we're not going there right
We don't
now.
even give two fuck. We just want her to win. The world could be crumbling now, but we want a Venus win.
What are some of the things our fans are saying? I'm not watching. I'm not able
to see. Okay.
Venus, Serena. Everyone agrees with me. The moment of the year. Chad said he can't wait to meet you, Janina and Andreen.
We are pretty amazing.
We have a good time.
And she seemed Jasmine said there seemed to be like a giant tennis Twitter meetup at Lever Cup. So that should be exciting.
Yes. Is Jasmine going?
We're gonna go, Jazzy Jazz.
Oh yeah. Let's do it. Chicago.
Lovely drama girl. We can't be bashing New York Times and then praising New York Times at the same moment, okay? So New York Times praising Venus for encore celebration as the moment. No, because they've been saying some fucked up shit all the other time.
No,
so
but you gotta give them their props when they do something good. They praise Venus. That's her favorite moment. How are you gonna judge her favorite moment? Damn you, reels.
Because it's reels.
I don't want them celebrating it. Okay, this is for us. This is for her believers who've been there through all the thick and thin.
Oh man!
But yeah, that was an amazing moment. That's gonna be a highlight reel. I mean, that's just like a Care Bear power joy. It's just so wonderful. So wonderful.
Manuel says he's down for Lever Cup in Chicago.
Yes. Chicago's great. You know, great city, and also we're gonna be united as fans against the Americans, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't care, lovely drama girl. New York Times like to do that shit. But anyway, this is wonderful. I can't believe we've spent another year. People think this is our 4th year.
Shit, guys.
I know. This is my longest relationship, people. God damn it. I want alimony next year. I want alimony.
Well, this is the prime time for me to announce my retirement because I'm not paying you alimony.
I want spousal support, okay? I decided to do the thing and hide behind 2 lovely women, and I should be rewarded for that. I am a feminist. Am I not? Hey.
Well, you're something. Right. So
thank you, fans, for being with us this year. We enjoyed it. For all the folks who came on our podcast this year, Susie, really Chad, I forget people a lot. Renee came on our podcast to say, Shawnee came on our podcast.
Peter.
Debbie.
Peter.
Who?
Peter came
on the podcast. Yeah.
Yes.
It's Peter, right?
Yes. We enjoy. Yes.
That was great.
We enjoy all of you coming to podcasts. I'm sure I'm forgetting some people, but I am so sorry.
And as always, if you're ever going someplace live, we always want to hear about it. So please let us know, DM us, text us, whatever you have. I'm sure you have Janina's phone number because that bitch does not stop.
She's a whore. She's a Twitter thought.
So, you know, text Janina with some details.
All right, guys, it's been a good
year.
And
I'm the tennis star. Thank you very much for enjoying it. And for those, have a happy holiday, whether it be Kwanzaa, whether it be Hanukkah, whether it be Christmas. And don't forget that Santa Claus is black also. Just saying.
Oh my God, I can't with you.
I'm fucking with you. Who cares? Just give me gifts, okay?
All right. It's been real. Enjoy the rest of the year. Happy New Year. Woohoo.
And if you can figure out how we can get sound effect for next year podcast, that will be our Christmas gift, and we'll appreciate it eternally, forever and ever. Thank you so much. Good night, y'all.
Bye. All right. Bye.
Bye.